contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380 615. Or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires. Save when new, save when partly won.
Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road. Anything that you will never do. Keep your eyes on the road. Check it out. This is Ghana, my people right here. Big shout out to all the people in Africa. Can you feel this? Sound like what you're down. Anything that you will never do. Mr. Average Rock Stone. Keep your eyes on the road. Second album in effect. We're about to do this live. Africa all the way. East Coast, West Coast.
Yes, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads, and we'll keep you navigated. I promise our bond. The STARR Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:30 onwards. It is now time for me to bring you the travel update. You just stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
It's the hottest thing, and it's on its way to the top. Keep it on. Reggie Rockstar. Keep your eyes on the road.
Yes, on the underground this morning, what is happening? Bakerloo Central Circle District, Hammersmith and City Lines are all in good service. Jubilee, Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Victoria, Waterloo and City Lines, good service. When it comes to TFL Rail, DLR and London Tramlink, good service there as well. It's only a partly suspended London Overground that is going on. But let me give you details of that as well. On the London Overground this morning, there's no service between Willesden Junction and Watford Junction due to a faulty train at Bushy. Yes, your tickets will be accepted on the buses. Now, when it comes to the river bus, as usual, Woolwich Ferry, there's a reduced service with the Woolwich Ferry. That is our RB1, RB1X, RB2, RB4, RB5, RB6. Thames River services are all in good service. Now, when you come to the National Rail, East Midlands train special service, Northern Rail special service, Thameslink special service as well. But you know what? Keep your eyes on the roads and we keep you navigated. I promise our bond. Now, let's go to the major roads in London and let me tell you what is happening on that front. Those of you on Facebook, thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us, and YouTube and Periscope. Yes, the pictures will be coming up pretty soon. Now, on A23, there are closures, the A41 closures, the Central London Red Routes closures, North Circular A406 closures, and South Circular A205 closures there as well. On that note, let me say good morning to you. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Keep your eyes on the roads. And good morning. If you've had an accident in the last 3 years, that was not your fault. Get in touch with London Accident Claims Limited. It could be a motor accident or a workplace injury. You could be entitled to compensation. Just one call to our specialist team will take care of everything. For minicab drivers with PCOs, there is even better news. We provide you with a replacement vehicle. Call us on 0800 032 6798 or 0208 665 7667 to start your claims with London Accident Claims Limited. London Accident Claims Limited, a partner you can trust. Okay, so let's take this song. One how you dance to it and give thanks to the Almighty God for another opportunity to live life to the fullest. It is STARR Radio UK. Koda says Hosanna. Enjoy it.
I'm an overcomer. Yes, we're doing kunimo over Satan power. Cause I ain't doing kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. Cause say yes, we're doing kuni.
Yes, we're doing kuni over Satan power. Cause I ain't doing kuni. I'm an overcomer.
Cause say yes, we're doing kunimo.
Yes, we're doing kuni over Satan power. Cause I ain't doing kuni. I'm an overcomer.
I'm a dinner, come into Hosanna.
Hosanna,
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna,
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Come into Hosanna.
Hosanna,
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna,
I mean, I won't bother say.
Hosanna,
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
Who is this King of glory? He's a lot strong and mighty. Yes, we're doing kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me, yes, he does. Yes, yes, we're doing kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. I say, yes, we're doing kunimo.
Yes, we're doing kuni
I will say,
over Satan power. Cause I ain't doing kuni.
see, I'm an overcomer.
I'm an overcomer.
I say, yes, we're doing kunimo.
Yes, we're doing kuni
Oh, yeah.
over Satan power. Cause I ain't doing kuni. I'm an overcomer.
I'm a ding now, walking to Hosanna.
Hosanna,
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna,
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Walking to Hosanna.
Hosanna,
I mean, I won't bother say.
Hosanna,
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
I am for Hinarbo.
This is STARR Radio UK.
Kojo, come on. I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Hey, Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna,
Walking to Hosanna.
Hosanna,
Hey, I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Handkerchief. Walking to Hosanna.
Hosanna,
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna,
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna,
Walking to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
To the King and Lord of Lords we say.
You are listening to STARR Radio Morning Show.
Yes, we're doing kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me, yes, he does. Yes, yes, we're doing kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. I say, yes, we're doing kunimo.
Yes, we're doing kuni
I will say,
over Satan power. Cause I ain't doing kuni.
see, I'm an overcomer.
I'm an overcomer.
Yes, that is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Time now is 2 minutes past 11 here in London. And in Nigeria, it will be 2 minutes past 12. Those of you watching us live on Facebook at the moment, you'll be seeing my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who flew down to Nigeria only yesterday. I bet he whether he's had jet lag, I'm not very sure. But he's the man who will tell you exactly what is happening on that front. So you stay tuned. In the next 30 minutes, we'll be having a chat with him pertaining to what is happening in the election that is supposed to take place on Saturday. For your information, like I said earlier, the UK has threatened political leaders in Nigeria to ban them from ban them of issuing of visas, and then also forfeiture of their properties. So what is it going to be? Are they going to force their hands to behave in a particular way?
Yes, wait.
Well, the one to answer that is Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, it is good morning to you, and it is good afternoon right here in Nigeria, and it is good morning or good afternoon to all our listeners around the world, and welcome again to the morning show, Star Radio UK. And yes, finally, we promise, we deliver. We'll be here for the presidential election that is coming up in the next 2 days, and also the governorship election that is coming up on the March the 2nd. But yes, a lot to discuss, a lot to look into, and I'll go back again first in the studio right there.
Wow. Welcome to the program once again, wherever you are listening to us from. It is a Star Radio UK morning show with our own man, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, on the ground in Nigeria. Now, how was your trip?
Well, we left London very early hours of yesterday. Just before 5 o'clock, I was already at Heathrow Airport, and you could tell, the feelings of Nigerians as we were, doing the transfer from Istanbul into the flight that was bringing us back to Lagos. A very, very full, packed Nigerians with few foreigners on the aircraft. But you can only see that the ambience of those inside the plane, because from those that were putting on their cap, their hat, their T-shirt, indicate that some are coming home to vote. And yes, I was quite right, because the gentleman and the woman that was sitting behind me had their beautiful APC hat on. And by the time we come down on the plane, I could tell you there were more also other supporters of the different political parties. So it tells whether they are diaspora or they are just Nigerians that have just traveled up, making sure they're back home in time. But by the time we landed at Muritala Mohammed Airport, I could confirm that, the whole feelings of Nigerians are talking about the election itself. But the most important thing is, yes, as I was arriving into the airport itself, I was able to have I had the meetup, with some of the two observers from ECOWAS, that came to meet me at the airport as well. So it was a very, beautiful flight. It is long hours, but again, we are finally home. Jet lag is not what we need to talk about now, because Nigeria itself is on a jet lag. And as I speak to you right now, I'm making my way to INEC office. INEC, as we know, is the one that will give us the credible and the peaceful election in the next 2 days. And I go back again to you in the studio in London.
Wow, listeners, it is a pleasure always to have you listening and watching us live on Facebook. Let me acknowledge a few people before we go on. To Eunice Ajua, let me say good morning. Captain Felix Tete himself, Joshua Emisa, and Pastor Emmanuel Chidi. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on this broadcast. Okay, so now let's go back. First of all, those of you watching us on Facebook, you can see in your view some shots of some neighborhood in Nigeria, in Lagos to be specific, that Olayomi is traveling by or via. So he will bring you some pictures of that. But Yomi, before you landed in Lagos yesterday, there were issues that was going on. One international issue and the other one a local one, all pertaining to the election. The first one, let's take the local one first. INEC still has some of their offices being burnt down, whether deliberately, whether it was arson, or whether it was an accident. Have you had any information pertaining to that? I know you're going to the INEC office at the moment, though.
Yes, you're quite right. By the time I was landing, in 13 hours, a lot happens, and you just have to look at how the speed of sound of things moving. Yes, there were a couple of INEC office that were touched. No, I mean, when I was looking at the update from the INEC Facebook when I got back home, just about midnight, there was a press statement that was released, and that will be the 12th INEC office that has been touched, by fire one way or the other. We know, you can remember we had one where it was a drunk security man that touched the building, but from the press statement that was released by INEC, in total now we now have 12 that has been touched, and whether the IG, as I remember before leaving, United London, was saying that they will put now more security reinforced around the whole INEC building. But I'm myself, I'm making my way. I can tell you where we are now. I'm going to turn the camera around so that for the viewers that are diaspora, that their eyes is on ground now. Alimosho local government is one of the biggest local government in Lagos. I'm sure you'll see more posters on the wall of different political parties. And yes, I'm heading to Surulere, which is the mainland, for the INEC office, so that we can put in some, little things in terms of our broadcast out of Nigeria on Saturday and coming up on the 2nd of March, STARR Radio UK. So we're making our way now to INEC office, and I will be giving more details of that. And yes, I'll go back again to you in the studio.
Wow. Interesting. Those of you watching us, is around is it around Surulere that you are, or you are going to Surulere?
Yes, I'm going to Surulere. Surulere is the mainland, and yes, I'm in Alimosho. Very close to the airport. I could say an aircraft that is just flying into, because this is very close to Ikeja, so that is the international airport. So that might be somewhere that a lot of people might not know Alimosho, but for those that are politicians, they have to know, because this is where the numbers is, especially for those that will be voting governorship aspirant come March 2nd. This particular local government is very, very key. It is important. But yes, again, very close to the international airport itself.
Wow. Okay. Now, when it comes to the international story that was going on, we had the UK. We know the US had been trying to make his voice heard, and some of the Western countries trying to say that, hey, you have to toe the lines, or if there is any anomalies or anything when it comes to the election. We know they're talking about the fact that the CJ ends a suspension. They are not happy about it. We had the UN, and now we have the UK putting theirs on top, saying that, look, if political leaders don't take time, they're going to be facing visa ban and forfeiture of some of their properties here in the UK. What is all that about?
Well, we know the Britain and America have issued, not just one statement. This might be, I think, the third statement that is coming out, from both of them. And yes, that's already eating the dailies as well. Now we're looking into, the Punch newspaper, where we'll be, reviewing from this morning. And as you can see there, it's got the headline there: Britain to Nigerian politicians. Inside violence, get ban and fortify their asset as well. We know they have a lot of asset. Whether it is the corruption money or just a lot of them advise. If any one of them, violence during this election, they might not end up having to travel to UK, and maybe some of their children that are schooling in all these good universities in London, part of United Kingdom, would definitely also lose their student visa. So yes, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Miss Karitan, has warned that Nigerian politicians who incite or execute violence during Saturday's election will have their visas banned and assets in the UK seized, and that is coming up, in the dailies as well. And I'll go back again to you in the studio.
Yeah. Okay. Listeners, this is STARR Radio UK, and reporting from Nigeria is Mr. Olayomi, my colleague down there, to bring you all the details and what is happening when it comes to the Nigerian election that is going to be taking place on Saturday. Now, what has been the reaction of the political leaders pertaining to this statement that has been made? How are they reacting to it?
Well, looking at the second, there was another Buhari Atiku signed peace path again. And, just to tell Nigerians that, yes, we've gone through this before in 2015, and there shouldn't be any fear of sort. And I believe the politicians are taking it very good, knowing that at least the international community are really on the case of either the opposition or the incumbent or any of the other political parties to make sure that if anyone does anything that will create any kind of havoc, any kind of problem during this election, definitely, they will have to face the consequence. So I'm sure, the politicians are happy about it. And like I said, that also indicates yesterday when Buhari, Atiku, and others signed the peace pact on the poll outcome. So definitely, the politicians, are very happy with it. I'm sure, as long as they know that if they do anything now, the world is watching and the world is ready to react. Looking at the situation in the next 2 days.
We are all watching and we'll see. Now, which other parties, apart from the two main parties, went to sign this peace treaty?
It was more of the president and also Atiku himself. There was no mention of other political parties, but we know a lot of them have done, in the fourth part. But from this was the outcome of the poll. So it looks like
listeners, bear with us. Mr. Olayomi Koiki is on his way to the INEC office in Lagos. Yeah. Okay. Whilst we try to get his audio well tuned, just stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. Okay. Let's see whether we can get him. Mr. Olayomi. Yeah.
Okay, yes,
yes, it's clearer. It's clearer now.
The network might be a little bit fluctuated. So
yeah.
Yes, so we've got the PDP and also the APC, and according to the president, the 2019 election, presents Nigeria the opportunity to show the world it has matured politically after conducting one of the most peaceful elections in 2015. So the most important thing is should have a peaceful election. And both APC and PDP also signing that part. By the one that they've done before, they've done one before, but this is just maybe to make sure that not just the international community, but also to Nigerians at home and outside the country, that there won't be any problem, whatever the outcome of this election, both the incumbent and the opposition or any of the other candidates will have to accept the result, whatever outcome it will be.
Okay. One area that seems to be troubling me, or I seem to be seeing issues anytime I open or I go to read some of the news, it's popping up. Is in every rally we have people dying. So the health and safety aspect of this campaign, has it been thoroughly seen to by the political leaders?
Well, crowd control, as we know, in a civilized society like United Kingdom, when they're having a huge event, the crowd control is very, very important. I think that is where the problem is. They have not been, yes, they've been using, the stadium, which is quite big, but the crowd control itself, that is why, Stampede gets in on there, more people, during that period of time. So it is putting the health and safety campaign without putting, the measures, to make sure that lives are protected during, the whole process of the campaign. And we know, both of these candidates, be it Omoyele Sowore, Peladro Toye, not to talk of Atiku and Buhari, when they move to the campaign venue, people want to catch the glimpse of their eyes, and that could sometimes result into where, the stampede comes in. But if we have, well-trained, officers on ground that can control the crowd, during those period of time, especially when they are moving into the stadium, that is when everyone is trying to make sure they want to catch a glimpse. And I'm sure, as we know, when the Queen goes out, there's a lot of people that wants to look at her, but the crowd control is always put in place to make sure that, if we look at some of the events that have taken place just by the Buckingham Palace itself, we can see the amount of crowd but we can tell that there's never been any kind of death around that big, huge event. You know, when you know, the royal family, you know, have weddings or other events,
yeah.
you know, very close to, you know, the Buckingham Palace itself. And I go back again to you in the studio.
Well, listeners, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Reporting from Nigeria is my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, right there on the ground, bringing you all.
And
the
that is
happening.
part of the Lagos traffic that we are just encountering now. Again, rush hour, whether this on Saturday, the whole road will be clear. It will just be the, you know, the observer, the media, and the security personnel and INEC official that will be traveling on any of these roads come in the next 2 days from today.
Okay. Now, before we know that today is the last day for the campaign.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come into that in a jiffy. We want to see what all the parties are planned, or because normally the last rally is the mammoth one for each party. We'll be having a look at that. But when you got to the airport, you did say in your statement that you met some election observers, a couple of them. ECOWAS election observers.
Yeah.
Now, what was their take when you questioned them? How did they so far have they seen the preparation for these elections?
Well, firstly, they were happy that more international media are coming into the country. That shows that you know, we still have, you know, Nigerians at heart. You know, whatever the, you know, what is the information coming out of the country. Yes, you know, those ECOWAS are made. I'm told they have been divided to different units. Those particular one will be moving on Saturday from Maryland, and also, you know, that goes across the whole other state as well. I can also confirm that the British High Commission will be putting out almost. They'll be having their observer in about 15 states out of the 36 states. I'm sure American will do the same thing, and other, you know, AU and the other countries as well. So we hope to be in Lagos to cover the election itself on Saturday, and then on the 2nd of March during the governorship election, we will let our listeners know exactly which of the states that we're going to be in. But we will be traveling to Abuja during the collation of the result itself, as we know that there's now a situation room that have been created by INEC and also by the Nigerian military as well, where, you know, it will be the whole place for the collation of the result itself. And I'll go back again to you in the studio.
Okay. Listeners, Star Radio UK for you. Now, let's come to the final day of the rallies or the campaigns. Now, where at the moment, I know that you just got into Nigeria, so it will be difficult for you to say, but where is who? What party? What are they doing today? Where are they having their last mammoth rallies? Where is it going to be taking place?
Well, if I'm right with my, I mean, I like you said, yes, I've not been able to view exactly which way. I saw yesterday on Amoyele Showore that they are having a mega rally in Lagos. I've been trying to catch up a glimpse from their, you know, from all their social media handles to see if that has taken place, because that should have taken off from Surulere towards where I'm heading, but they'll be moving from each location, going to Ojota and Ganifarimi. But that is should be to be, you know, their mega rally. APC will be in Abuja, if I'm right as well. But I know it's been a whole mega rally, you know, as this election campaign has taken place. And that is why we've also been able to see, you know, the amount of death rise as well, because each state that each one of these candidates are traveling to, there's huge numbers of followers and those that will be voting. Whether they all have the PVC is another thing entirely, or maybe they're just going for the jamboree and the music. We will all find out after the election itself.
Okay. In the past few hours, have you had any encounter with anybody who has complained of they not being able to go pick their PVCs, or they went yet they didn't have their PVCs? Have you met anybody who has shown any concern of the sort?
Well, we've engaged with you know, the few that are living with us very close. I can confirm Mr. Archie is not a very good story with the PVC. I'm told in that particular local government that I've mentioned, there's huge piles of PVC that have not been collected.
Wow.
And the reason being was because of the slow process of picking it up itself. Nigerians have been frustrated, you know, trying to get their PVC, which is the permanent voters card for those that are not conversant with the word PVC itself. But we hope that after this election, maybe if we have at least millions of Nigerians that have access to banking, maybe there will be another process where PVC will be collected without, the hiccup of where you're going to the local government alone. Maybe they'll have to put it in maybe the banks for you to go walk in and get your PVC. I mean, if you have a bank account that you can't withdraw more than what you have, you should not be able to collect somebody else's PVC when you go into the bank as well.
Yeah.
And you did mention, I remember when I was back there, that are we going to have a system in place where maybe on Saturday people will be able to pick up that PVC?
Yeah.
I'm going to be doubting that, because during the election process itself on the day, there's a huge amount of tasks, and whether that will be available, but like I say, it's not a good news, because a lot of Nigerians have not been able to pick up their PVC, as we know from those that we've had conversation with. But I can confirm by tomorrow, we will be more on the ground, where Nigerians will speak to the studio to tell us their opinion and their views, be it PDP, APC, Omoyele Sowore, or Feladro Toye. Feladro Toye is in Ebonyi State. So they're moving around, but tomorrow the broadcast will be coming straight into the studio from the grassroots, where they'll be telling us whether they had a good Valentine, or their Valentine will be a message sent to whoever they want on Saturday. We will find out, because, it's not really funny for a lot of people. It might be Valentine around the world, but Nigerians will make their Valentine on
Saturday. Wow. Listen, this is STARR Radio UK. Olayomi on his way to the INEC office in Surulere, still in the the traffic, or as they call it, the go slow in Lagos. As you know, if you've traveled those areas before, you know how it's like. I remember traveling there, and I could see. I remember just coming out of a car, walking, getting to yes. Okay. Now, Yomi, so what are some other stories happening in Nigeria? We've captured more of this. Let me leave that to you. What is happening else?
Yeah. This is happening. This story. Another man caused gridlock on the Long Bridge. Also, police arraigned a businessman for failing to supply 3.1 million naira farm produce. That is coming up on the news as well. 4 railway workers, others arrested for equipment theft. We know that happened as well in in the United Kingdom, where people try to steal from the rail network. And if we have not even done so much in our rail network already, and people are already stealing from it, that means that they need to be dealt with. Also, there will be a protest tomorrow by the Code of Conduct Tribunal on Wednesday, order the police and the Department of State Service to arrest suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria. That is also coming up. Ambode, that is the governor of Lagos State, where we have 6 peaceful conduct of election. That is also coming in the update, in the dailies that we're looking into at the moment. Let's take a look at one more, go back to you in the studio, and then we might be able to bring this broadcast to an end right now. Let's just take one more story. But like I say, the weather is very hot, very warm. It's good to be back home as well. And also, STARR Radio UK will be giving you every details, of the election. Also, just to let our viewers know, we'll be connecting on the Skype with some of our team in Enugu State, in Ibadan, and in Lagos to give us image as is happening during the voting process on Saturday. We're working on that. So, we'll be communicating that back again tomorrow, with all our listeners. But as it is, that is about it from the dailies. But make sure you stay tuned. There will be much more image coming on our Facebook page and other stories as we pick them up, so that you are not missing anything out as well. And I'll now go back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Okay, Yomi, let me say thank you very much for a brilliant time. We know that you've got lots of questions to go and post to the INEC officers, and we know tomorrow we'll be having them. But I know, listeners, when the broadcast is over, we also have some transmission from Olayomi Koiki, or the Koiki Media as well, linked with STARR Radio UK and everything, and we'll be keeping you posted as to how things are going on there. But Yomi, let me say, have a good day, enjoy the sun and the warmth.
We definitely started eating the organic beans from yesterday, so we'll keep you up to date as things are happening. And thank you very much, STARR Radio UK, and once again to Frank working behind the scene. We'll give a shout to you out later on again. Yeah. And to our listeners, make sure you download the apps. I've been listening to the music on the apps since I arrived in the country. And if you are listening in Nigeria, go to the Play Store or the iOS, and make sure you download the Star Radio UK app so that you can follow all the latest event that is happening. And from here, I'll say good afternoon, and to you all in London, good morning, and let's hope Nigeria will be great. Africa will be a destination where we all come back home and do the best thing for it. That's it from me now. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, Yomi. Okay. Yes, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. Tomorrow, he's on his way to the INEC headquarters, and I will try to see some questions that he's going to be posting to them, ones that actually concerns us or that we've raised pertaining to the election that will be taking place on Saturday. So you stay tuned, don't touch the dial, but it's happening, still happening live today, tomorrow in the UK. MQ Productions fated to be.
If I should.
MQ Productions presents a post-Valentine's dinner and dance themed Fated to Be on February 15th, 2019. Time 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Venue at the Timber Gardens Restaurant and Bar, Croydon. Address is 161 London Road, Croydon, CR02RF. Telephone number 07909 381 350, or email us on mqproductionsandevents@gmail.com. Ticket per person is £30 and for couples is £55. Enjoy an evening of dinner, dancing and love. Bring along your sweetheart or come alone and join us for an evening of amazing food, music and entertainment. Also, meet some famous UK-based Nollywood and Ghanaian actors. Also enjoy a buffet and some giveaways for the best dressed couple of the night by Love SA London. This event was sponsored by Forvito International Limited, Bridge Training UK, Love SA London, Finger Licking African and European Cuisine West Croydon, Star Radio UK, Unity Link Financial Services, the Gold Coast Restaurant and Cocktail Bar. See you there!
We both know I'm not what you.
This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Time now 11:30. I bring you some lovely music and then we move on with the show. But this time around, bringing you one lovely from Papa Youngson featuring Paulino Dro, saying Tina Minchain, stay with me and let's share the love on Star Radio UK.
Chen mami bon komobi min komo nyina ni de you do in kwafuntiasi odana mi wo ma won kutonu obiare ni wa obotu asisama dwin wo
Osut na minchen mami bon komobi en komo nyina renide obianye wonye wose Namichen, mami mpobo nkomobi, inkomo nyina renyite, wasamye masa.
Semitsu unza mihuza miyemumpo, mitajindo suwomimwa, wawire chichi mami nije, baby namichen, mami mpobo nkomobi, inkomo nyina renyite, mewa pieza mauta. Wondo ashemima
Missy Miria's in Yinamawo
ashemima.
Deminti, don't you break my heart. Mami chen, mami komobi. Inkomo nyinarimite. Obiani wani wose. Mami chen, mami komobi. Inkomo nyinarimite. Wasam nyinasa.
At home on your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK. Star Radio. Radio for the people. Bye.
Missy Maria's in Yinamawo.
Unwenije ashemima. Baby.
Deminti, don't you break my heart.
Mami mo nkomobi nkomoni na ni de menu day odosro nkwa semenyu na ma menu ambiro obiara semenu weni marempa misuro nyina ayokra semiti wonza meyemu medadun dosu mi mwa wagre cheche mami enije. Baby, it's na miche, mami mbo nkomobi, menkomo nyinare de, mewa peza mauda.
Na miche, mami mbo nkomobi.
Hey, mina ma baby polia. Baby, I will catch them yo.
Well, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London on this wonderful Thursday morning, which is the 14th day of February. Some call it a day of love, but to me, every day is a day of love. I don't need to wait for or till Valentine's Day before I show my love to you. No. I wake up every morning coming to sit here knowing that I'm coming to the people that I love to be with.
Baby.
And that's what makes us do what we do. So let me say once again, say good morning to you wherever you might be, and welcome to the program, the Star Radio UK Morning Show. Let me say good morning to Reverend Michael Nujomo Nunu and to the lovely wife and son. We say massive happy Valentine to you all. And let me say happy Valentine to Auntie Mary, my mom. How are you doing? Happy Valentine to you, mom. She sent me a Valentine's message already. To my apostle himself, to Reverend Dr. Francis Okonunu, Mama Eugenia Nunu, and all Revival City Church members. We want to say happy Valentine to you all. Hey, all the Bible lifers, happy Valentine. Now, all day, Miss Donna Chakia boy. Baby, I hope you are doing well. Happy Valentine's Day to you. To all presenters on Star Radio UK, happy Valentine's. Ooh, to the special Mami Kata, happy Valentine to you, lady. Don't worry, the roses are in the mail. and I'm cancelled. Let's say to Mr. Victor Fiador. Happy Valentine's Day to you and good morning to you.
Hey, 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 me na my baby, Polia. Baby, I want to shame you.
I know this is a favorite tune of Mami Kata. So let me dedicate it to you, Mami Kata.
Missy Maria singing a mawo.
When you baby,
Demincy, don't you break my heart.
This is STARR Radio UK.
ain't it Snamin Channel? Mammy Mo, come on, in there. When you day, others from Qua. Samuel Nama, Menu and Biro Obiara. Samuel when you marry Qua. Miss Ronina, are you cry? Samit Wonza, Muza, Miamu. Medajun does Womima. Why grandchildren, Mammy Nije? Baby, baby, it's na me che, mami mbo nkomobi, me nkomoni na reni de, me wa peza mauda.
Tsunami che, mami mbo nkomobi.
Hey, 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 me na ma baby polia. Baby, I want to shame you. Me de masam, ye wasam. Tra-la-la, 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 hey, hey, come on, Pauline.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the STARR Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. It is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And it's now time for me to bring you some of the stories happening here in the UK. Now, Philip will not be prosecuted over crash. That's what the prosecuting the Duke of Edinburgh over January's crash is not in the public interest, says the CPS. Now, what on earth were they talking about? You think you can go and prosecute him? My goodness. It's not something that will happen. I never thought of it that's going to happen. But well, that's what the CPS has said. An IS schoolgirl wants to return to UK. What do you think about that? Well, when they were going, some were saying they were groomed and they went there. Well, now that the war is, call it, over or whatever, now they want to come back. Should they be allowed to come in? Shamima Begum ran away to the Islamic State group in 2015, but wants her baby to grow up in the UK. Sure? What do you think? Well, You can add your voice to the discussions this morning. Feel free to do so. Some were saying, I remember some time ago when they were talking about some people being stateless because the UK doesn't want to accept them, especially those who were the ones who were actually doing the decapitation of the heads or slashing the throats of people. They were saying that, look, those people, they're not going to allow them here in the UK, that the US should try them or prosecute them. Now, this is a case where, now this lady, we don't have any clear signs that she went and was physically involved in the fighting. But morally, let's say she was involved in the fighting. Now that we know one of them died, now that this one is pregnant and now wants to come home. Now, I have a nice picture of her when she's just a young girl. She's not got anything on covering her face or her face covering. You just see as one 15-year-old. Now, 3 years old. That is how many? That she's 18 and she's pregnant. Okay? Fine. I'm not talking about the age, but age at which she's pregnant. No. That's not what my concern is. But for her to allow herself to be groomed to an extent that she fled to another part of the world to now go and support or get married to some ISIS believers or fighters, and now that they are no more or their quest has been destroyed, now she wants to come back home here so that she come and live here. Do you think the security agencies should allow her in? Because after all, if they allow her in, what is going to happen is that they need to keep an eye on her, and that is taxpayers' money. And therefore, they have to make sure they are what security agencies watching and monitoring. So why do we want to do that? Or maybe no, they were young people, and the nation and the family actually let them down, and that's why they got themselves groomed and went for that. And therefore, it is the duty of the state and the family to get them back here and try to just get them to now see sense. What is it going to be? Well, this is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A&E waits at West level for 15 years. Those are some of the stories being carried. Now, Tories warned over damaging Brexit revolt. Tories have been warned over damaging Brexit revolt. Now, Surrey hit by another earthquake. Okay. Now, like, you know, you go to the Surrey area. That's one of the, where we live is around. The term is Surrey as well. But we don't see ourselves as Surrey. Okay, so Surrey area, now, go to that place, a very nice place. You think, oh, it's posh and everything there. But now that there's earthquake, I bet you the property rates are going to be falling pretty soon. Well, Airbus scraps A380 giant jet at sales slums. Okay, where are these A380 being produced, and how does it impact UK's economy as well? Warnock to attend Salah funeral, and Gabriel asks Ruth if he liked boys, and that's one of the cricketers in the who went to play in the West Indies. That's England versus the West Indies team. What happened? And this gentleman was fired from the team, was suspended. Now, long M6 delays as man hit by lorry, and then McDonald calls Churchill a villain, and taxi driver accused of various serious sex crimes. Those are some of the stories being carried. But in the newspapers, the front pages on the tabloids, the IS schoolgirl and Labour MPs, the IS schoolgirl story where she wants to return to the UK, and Labour's MPs warning is what seems to be going on in the front pages of virtually all the tabloids here in the UK. But topmost of the story today, the breaking news that just came in: the Duke of Edinburgh will not face prosecution over his road crash near the Sandringham estate, the Crown Prosecution Service has said. The 97-year-old voluntarily gave up his driving license on Saturday after his Land Rover Freelander collided with another vehicle in Norfolk last month. Now, he later apologized to the occupants of the other car, 2 women and a baby. The CPS says it decided that it will not be in the public interest to prosecute the Duke. Now, Chris Long, Chief Crown Prosecutor from CPS East England, said, "We took into account all the circumstances in this case, including the level of culpability, the age of the driver, and the surrender of the driving license. The Duke escaped injury after his vehicle landed on its side following the collision with Kia with a Kia on the 17th of January and on the A149 near the Queen's Country Estate. Now, 2 days later, Norfolk police gave him suitable words of advice after he was pictured driving without a seatbelt. Okay, he wrote to one of the passengers in the Kia, Emma Fairweather, who broke her wrist in the accident. In the letter dated 21st of January and reproduced by the Sunday Mirror, the Duke acknowledged the very distressing experience. In a quote, he said, "I would like you to know how very sorry I am for my part in the accident," he wrote on Sandringham House headed paper. "The sun was shining low over the main road. In normal conditions, I would have no difficulty in seeing traffic coming, but I can only imagine that I failed to see the car coming, and I am very contrite about the consequences." Now, Miss Fairweather had previously criticized the Duke for a lack of communication following the crash. But listen to it. I mean, looking at the whole thing, no, forget if he's a Duke. Forget. Let's take it out. It was an accident had happened. Were you waiting for the other person who was involved in an accident to come and apologize to you? Does it actually happen? Well, somebody will say yes. A few times that I've been involved in an accident, and somebody, the one who might have caused it, might have come out a couple of times to say, "Oh, I'm sorry for blah, blah, blah." Well, I remember one day when I was driving and somebody to crash into, I don't know what the woman was trying to do, crash into my side or something. But her car was, I don't know, I've forgotten. It was quite a long time ago. And then her car got a bit spoiled. I think her grill or something. And then she came out to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, please, sir." And I was like, I look at my car, nothing has happened. I said, just go away, just go away. So maybe that's what Miss Fairweather was looking for, but she didn't get. Okay, so this is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The time now is 11:49. It is the Thursday edition of the morning show. We will be going on to other parts of the world to bring you some of the stories that is making the rounds there. But one of the 3 schoolgirls who left East London in 2015 to join the Islamic State group says she has no regrets, but wants to return to the UK. First of all, she says, "I have no regrets of joining them, of going to help fight, but I want to come back." In an interview with The Time, Shamima Begum, now 19, talked about seeing beheaded heads in bins, but said that it did not faze her. Speaking from a refugee camp in Syria, she said she was 9 months pregnant and wanted to come home for her baby. She said she had 2 other children who had both died. My goodness, it was in the making of babies. That's good. She said she had 2 other children who had both died. She also described how one of her 2 school friends had left the UK with her, had died in a bombing. The fate of the 3rd girl is unclear. Now, Bethnal Green Academy pupils Miss Begum and Amira Abbas were both 15, while Khadija Sultana was 16 when they left the UK in February 2015. They flew from Gatwick Airport to Turkey after telling their parents they were going out for the day. They later crossed the border into Syria. After arriving in Raqqa, she stayed at a house with other newly arrived brides-to-be. She told The Times, applied to marry an English-speaking fighter between 20 and 25. So it's not like, wow, it's interesting, you know. She said 10 days later, she married a 27-year-old Dutchman who had converted to Islam. Now, she had been with him since then, and the couple escaped from Baghdad, the group last territory in eastern Syria, 2 weeks ago. Her husband surrendered to a group of Syrian fighters as they left, and she is now one of the 39,000 people in a refugee camp in northern Syria. Now, asked by The Times journalist Anthony Lloyd whether her experience of living in the one-time IS stronghold of Raqqa had lived up to her aspirations, Miss Bergan said, yes, it did. It was like a normal life. The life that they show on the propaganda videos is a normal life. Really. Now, every now and then, there are bombs and stuff. But other than that, she said that seeing her first severed head in the bin didn't faze me at all. It was from a captured fighter seized on the battlefield, an enemy of Islam. I thought only of what he would have done to a Muslim woman if he had the chance. She said, I am not the same silly little 15-year-old schoolgirl who ran away from Bethnal Green 4 years ago. She told Mr. Lloyd, I don't regret coming here. So when somebody has made a statement like that, do we allow her back into the country? Or are the families going to play the, what do you call it? Psychological, emotional card saying, oh, we need her. Oh, she needs to be with the family. She's got no regrets. What do you think? I want you to add your voice because, like I say all the time, we know those who matter listen to this radio and they will want to know exactly what decisions we are making, or listeners are making, or the world as a whole, as a community, we are making towards such issues. So what do you think? This is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial. Now, it is now gone 6 minutes to the top of the hour. One other story and then we'll move on from here. Now, the Tories have warned Brexit. Number 10 says Tory revolt. A revolt could damage EU talks. Now, Downing Street has warned that a revolt by Tory Brexiteers could seriously damage the Prime Minister's attempt to get a revised Brexit deal. Now, MPs will vote on the next step in the process later, but some Conservative MPs may refuse to back what they describe as a divisive government motion. They say it will effectively take a no-deal Brexit off the table and undermine the UK negotiation position. But Liam Fox warned MPs against sending the wrong signal to Brussels. The International Trade Secretary, who campaigned for leave in the 2016 referendum, said this is not academic debate. It is listened to quite seriously by those who will be negotiating with the UK. The Prime Minister has asked MPs to approve a motion acknowledging that Brexit process was ongoing and restarting their support for her approach. But it combines the view backed by a majority of MPs last month that the government should seek an alternative to the controversial backstop element of the deal with a separate move to stop Brexit happening without a formal deal. So what would be the alternative to the backstop? No free movement. We shut the border. When you're coming by, they check you and everything. When you're going to see your neighbor to go and get a pinch of salt from them, you need to, again, go to talk to them, find out what would that happen. Well, we hope to see. We really hope to see. It is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't you worry. I was looking into the CCTV monitor because I could see a car reversing very close to another car. My apologies for that. Yes, we sit here and we watch all stuff. We see all stuff going on as well. But it is STARR Radio UK. Let me say good morning to Regina Urban, all the way in the US as well. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing very well and you had a very safe trip and a very lovely journey back there. But wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. It is STARR Radio UK. And it is the Valentine's Day special. Now, if you have a special message that you want to send to maybe your friend, your loved one, or you want to do it in a cavalier manner, just get in touch with us here on this platform and I'll make sure I deliver it for you. But I have to call the person privately or on air and just say, oh, like let's me cite an example. Dorinda Carter is sending Valentine's message to Mr. A or Mr. B or vice versa. Okay, Mr. B or Mr. A want to send a happy Valentine's message to Dorinda Carter. Why not? I will see to deliver it. So make sure that happens live here on STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But let's take a commercial break, and once we come back, I'll bring you news from other parts of the world. It's STARR Radio UK.
If I should
MQ Productions presents a post-Valentine's dinner and dance themed Fated to Be on February 15th, 2019. Time 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Venue at the Timber Gardens Restaurant and Bar, Croydon. Address is 161 London Road, Croydon, CR02RF. Telephone number 07909 381 350, or email us on mqproductionsandevents@gmail.com. Ticket per person is £30 and for couples is £55. Enjoy an evening of dinner, dancing and love. Bring along your sweetheart or come alone and join us for an evening of amazing food, music, and entertainment. Also, meet some famous UK-based Nollywood and Ghanaian actors. Also, enjoy a buffet and some giveaways for the best dressed couple of the night by Love SA London. This event was sponsored by Fovito International Limited, Bridge Training UK, Love SA London, Finger Licking African and European Cuisine West Croydon, STARR Radio UK, Unity Link Financial Services, the Gold Coast Restaurant and Cocktail Bar. See you there!
we both know I'm not what you
You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Champon Tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Champon Tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires, save when new, save when partly worn.
Chale, Kobi, me try cash no. The way me hune man me suspect so medi me ato. Me pacho send you ntem na e was na kiko to draw pharmacy obrem sisi a. Wo saka we pe from why? Na we dey chale ya wapa o. Oh, Kwame, me go so try call no. Chale, my yes rough from back why?
Hey Joe, me start count messages no why. Nyabu trema me, no pressure. Me chat to direct amount here. So mobile money.
MoneyGram to mobile money. Anio, MoneyGram to mobile money. Say what me do MoneyGram. Oh, mobile money wallet mo Ghana ha. Zipay and a tire tree. MoneyGram bringing you closer. Service way. We be now MoneyGram agent biao.
Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with GEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM124AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Enlighten your day with Star Radio.
Welcome back to the program. This is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The time now is 3 minutes past the top of the hour. Don't you worry, I'll be bringing you some lovely music. Those of you who are showing your love today. But I will always advocate that you want to show your love to your friends and loved ones. Do it every day when you have the opportunity, because life is not ours. You want to wait till Valentine's Day before you do something. Oh my world. Maybe, what if the person is no more there? Or what if something happens and you don't have the capacity or the means to do that? So you have to show your love every time you have the opportunity. Well, today is an opportunity for you. So if not shown your love to somebody, show your love. Sherwood. All right. Okay, now let's move on. Let me say good morning, good afternoon to Mr. Kofi Ali. Kofi, Charlie, long time no hear, no see. I hope you are doing very well. You want to join us in the conversation? It's 0208-133-2257 or 58. 0208-133-2257 or 58. US or Canada is 0017183032737. 0017183032737. Text or WhatsApp is 075-3966-1744. 075-3966-1744. Our Twitter handle is @STARR Radio UK and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. And let me say good afternoon to my brother Kwame Charlie Tete. Okay, and then to Mr. Kofi Ali, Ambassador Lat for ECOWAS. Kofi is in love. That's why I've not seen him. He's hiding somewhere. Kofi, happy Valentine's to you. And then to Mr. David Kluche and the family as well. Happy Valentine's to you, all our lovely, jubbly listeners. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me acknowledge Pastor Mrs. Salome Ado, and to Pastor Joseph Ado, and to the whole family of the Ados in Milton Keynes Bible Life Family Ministries, to Enoch, to Joseph, and to Shekinah. Yes, I say happy Valentine's Day to you all. Okay. Now, when it comes to some of the international stories, Sweden has recalled China's envoy over a deal, and Lindsted is being investigated about a case involving a detained Swedish-Chinese bookseller. We'll be having a look at that story. And then Facebook shuts Moldova election account, and Kashmir blast kills India paramilitaries. And then Airbus scraps A380 giant jet assails slums. And then when it comes to the African front, gold miners feared dead in Zimbabwe flood. In Nigeria, we'll be having a look at the is it a threat of sanction against politicians who will be causing any unrest or inciting people by the UK and some of the Western countries that are there to observe. Now, remember back sometime last week when we have one of the political giants, one from the APC, who said that, well, body bags, say if you dare come threatening, doing anything of the sort, saying contrary, you go back in body bags. Well, we know that he came later on to rebuff that statement. However, the die has already been cast. Okay. Now, what is happening in Sweden? A bit of sip is not bad, is it? Okay. Sweden has recalled its ambassador to China over her involvement in a bizarre meeting involving the daughter of a detained Swedish-Chinese bookseller. The ambassador, Anna Lindsay, left Beijing on Wednesday. A spokesperson for the Swedish Foreign Ministry said the incident began with an account of a meeting written by Angela Guy, whose father, Guy Minai, was allegedly abducted by the Chinese agents in 2015. Mr. Guy was one of the 5 Hong Kong-based booksellers detained. Miss Guy, who is studying for a PhD at Cambridge University, has campaigned for her father's release, said she was contacted by Miss Lindsay last month with an invitation to a meeting with a group of Chinese businessmen who said they had connections to the Chinese Communist Party. It is not clear exactly when the meeting took place, but Miss Guy said in her account that the men pressured her to accept a deal, stop speaking publicly about her father's case, and he would serve a few years in prison and then go free. The Swedish Foreign Ministry said it had no advance knowledge of the meeting and confirmed Miss Lindsay was subject to an internal investigation. Now, Miss Guy accounts of the meeting posted on the blogging site Medium described as a very strange experience in late January, which she said took place over 2 days. According to Miss Guy, Miss Lindsay contacted her to say there was a new approach to her father's case. She didn't explain very much, but said that there were some businessmen she thought could help, and that they wanted to meet me in Stockholm. Miss Guy wrote. She flew to Stockholm and checked into a hotel where they had arranged to meet. From there, she was taken to a members' lounge in a hotel. She said with the businessman or the businessman and Miss Lindsay. There was a lot of wine, a lot of people, and a lot of increasingly strange questions, Miss Guy wrote. But because Ambassador Lindsay was present and seemingly supportive of whatever it was that was going on, I kept assuming that this had been initiated by the Swedish Foreign Ministry. She said one of the businessmen offered her a deal where her father would go to trial and might be sentenced to a few years in prison, and in return she would stop all publicity around her father's detention. Now that they've done that, they've ruffled the waters and the feathers, and I bet they making the water milky, and I can tell you that she is going to fire some more articles in that front. 9 minutes past the top of the hour is the time, and STARR Radio UK is the station. Salman Rushdie radicalized my generation. Why? It's Valentine's Day in 1989. Margaret Thatcher is Prime Minister, and Kylie, Yaz, and Bros are making noise far away. Iran Supreme Leader issues a fatwa demanding the death of British author Salman Rushdie, and the effect on young Muslims in the UK is huge. Now, Alias Kamani was soaking up everything student life had to offer. He'd grown up in Tooting, South London, in a traditional Pakistani household. His father, a bus driver and trade unionist. Religion was an important part of Alias's upbringing, but not something he was particularly interested in. In a context that we were obedient to our parents, we go to the mosque when it was required, but we had a clandestine double life existence, he says. We were partying, smoking weed, going on with girls, and doing everything we could possibly do. So when it was time to choose a university, Alias ran away from his Pakistani Muslim identity and headed 400 miles north to Glasgow. I was running as fast as possible. I was a self-hating Okay, let me just leave that. I didn't want brown friends. All my friends were white, liberal, mainstream types. That was my crowd. Now, in Glasgow, Alias will become an important fixture of the student scene. He ran club nights and loved music and dancing. I had wonderful time, and then something really inconvenient happened in 1989. That inconvenience was Ayatollah Khomeini's fatwa imposed on Salman Rushdie for his novel, The Satanic Verses, which was widely considered blasphemous in the Muslim world. While Alias didn't think Rushdie should die, he also didn't think The Satanic Verses was okay. Now he found himself being blamed for a fatwa that had nothing to do with him. I thought these friends understood and accepted me, but now they were pointing fingers. The conversation went like this. What's wrong with you people? Why are you doing this? Why have you put a death threat in someone Rushdie? What side are you on? Are you with us or against us? It was really as stark as that. Alias had felt uncomfortable going to mosques, which back in the 1980s were run almost exclusively by older South Asian men whose first language was not English. So Alias went searching for Islamic guidance from young English-speaking Muslims and found it. Under the influence, he reconnected with the faith of his parents' generation, but took it in a much more radical direction. The focus was on global Muslim identity rather than the personal morality or spirituality. Now, it was counterculture. It had a dress code and a language. I left my non-Muslim friends, and when I left university, I completely devoted myself to the movement. He says it all started with the publication of the Satanic Verses, and now people pushed me away. That's why I always say I am one of Rushdie's children. I was radicalized by the white liberals. The Salafi school of thought, Alias became part of its more puritanical than traditional South Asian Islam, and has overt political leanings. Some of the people Alias associated with ended up fighting in Bosnia as members of the Bosnian army. He never made it to the battlefield, he says, because his skills were in promoting ideology. Well, it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Salman Rushdie radicalized my generation, and that is what Aliyah has said. It is 12:15. It is the morning show, and I am the one and only Archie. Now let's pick up this story and then we move on from there. Now, Airbus is scrapping the A380 planes that was the European aircraft manufacturer. Airbus has pulled the plug on its struggling A380 Super Jumbo, which entered service just 12 years ago. Airbus said last deliveries of the world's largest passenger aircraft, which cost about $25 billion or 19.4 billion pounds to develop, will be made in 2021. The decision comes after Emirates, the largest A380 customer, cut its order. A 380 order faced fierce competition from smaller, more efficient aircraft and has never made a profit. Now, the A380 future has been in doubt for several years as orders dwindle, but in a statement on Thursday, Airbus said the painful decision to end production was made after Emirates reduced its latest order. The Dubai-based airline is cutting its overall A380 fleet size from 162 to 123. Emirates said it will take delivery of 14 further A380s over the next 2 years, but has also ordered 70 of Airbus smaller A330 and A350. Well, it is STARR Radio UK. It is the morning show. I am Archie, and bringing you the best in everything from the world front. Now, let's move on. From the African front, a few things have happened, and what is happening? At least 23 gold panels in Zimbabwe were feared to have drowned underground after heavy rains flooded 2 mines. Now, police said rescue team was trying to pump out the water and search for bodies, and any survivors at the mines near the town of Kadoma. Now, the 2 mines, called Silver Moon Mine and Cricket Mine, are run by registered companies, according to a local media. But the illegal workers are said to have gone underground late on Tuesday without the owner's knowledge. Heavy rain then destroyed a dam wall, causing the flood. A total of 38 artisanal miners went underground across the two mines, state broadcaster ZBC has said. To those who have lost their lives, may their souls rest in perfect peace. And to those who are maimed or hurt, we say, may they wish them a speedy recovery. It is STARR Radio UK. Let's take a break and I'll come back to you. Stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial.
So destroyer, baby, yeah, it will a monk. It will a monk. Check away, say move front, a son of Kobaka, and wine and madame. So Jagella, it's so pressure on the queen of red, so queen, yeah. Come my yappy, but soon the chant and a man, share. No, Shama can say, Namemudi and wash it. Shama Buddha. Na me mudi mo dene Shame fije mangozi ora Kamini mi mo de Udo ya Na nyami na betchere Mi ne wo ba gura kabre Atra wi as jamansai Yando ya Na nyami na betchere Me ya wo campaign Atra wi as jamansai na Udo ya Na nyami na betchere Me no ya cheli ya wodo kai enti mi dey en kasa mi ni wude ya odo pa odo mi no ya cheli ya wodo kai anterabe facha mo na mi ya bio mai edano adib na mi ye ono na boya mama sai masam anterabe facha mo na mi ya bio mai edano adib na mi ye ono na boya mama sai masam why do Shema says my sense and a gas oil. The men who nina one other way. And say food be told me that she be test. Show one boom slow me men who difference. It's any million pauses, yeah. Happily and so called there. Show 1, 2, 3, aja, a dim. If I was some many, under me, who are you? If I want to my baby, I know it was our for the air. If I was some many, under what you got me back. Mini would ya would cry, yeah. Oda mi no ya chey ya would cry. Enti mi day and kasa, mini would ya would pa, yeah. Oda mi no ya chey ya would cry. Kay wa bomb piano. On the board and then you see them mania we Mary. Oh, I won't feel away. What will be very say? Oh, yeah, no, there was a on the board and then you see them mania we say Mary. Baby Jet, give me my mom. You are my baby. I wanna see you smiling, see you laughing. You are my Jerry. Whoa, Gaga, you are my babe. I know if you run and leave you behind. Romeo and Juliet, if you were, you deserve to be my wife. You deserve it, I know they lie. You know they feel well without my mic. What a pity, no bag baby, yeah. If you were, you deserve to be my wife. Hey, no do ye way. on the back. Yeah, Oda me no ya cheyi ya on the kind. Enti me day and kasa, mini would ya on the back. Yeah, Oda me no ya cheyi ya on the kind. Enti me day and kasa, mini would ya on the back. Yeah, Oda me no ya cheyi ya on the kind.
Star Radio, radio for the people, by the people.
Powerhouse.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show.
If I should
MQ Productions presents a post-Valentine's dinner and dance themed Fated to Be on February 15th, 2019. Time 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Venue at the Timber Gardens Restaurant and Bar, Croydon. Address is 161 London Road, Croydon, CR02RF. Telephone number 07909 381 350 or email us on mqproductionsandevents@gmail.com. Ticket per person is £30 and for couples is £55. Enjoy an evening of dinner, dancing and love. Bring along your sweetheart or come alone and join us for an evening of amazing food, music, and entertainment. Also, meet some famous UK-based Nollywood and Ghanaian actors. Also, enjoy a buffet and some giveaways for the best dressed couple of the night by Love SA London. This event was sponsored by Fovito International Limited, Bridge Training UK, Love SA London, Finger Licking African and European Cuisine West Croydon, Star Radio UK, Unity Link Financial Services, the Gold Coast Restaurant and Cocktail Bar. See you there!
we both know I'm not what you.
This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 12:24 is the time, and it is the Thursday edition of the morning show. In the next 35 minutes, the program will be brought to a close. You want to join us in the discussions, feel free to do so. Share your take with us. We'll make sure whatever you say is heard, and people know that you said that. All right, good. Well, like I said, if you want to hide behind the scene too, maybe send your Valentine's greetings to a friend, a loved one, whatever you want to do. Just feel free, get in touch with us, and we'll make sure we deliver on that for you. All right? Okay. Let me say good morning, good afternoon to Mrs. Pat Zolali Hammond, all the way in Ghana, at is it Joy FM? Okay, multimedia. Okay, yes, good morning or good afternoon to you, and to Mr. Pastor Emmanuel Hammond. Good afternoon to you. To my baby sister Delta. Yeah, I know it's a difficult time, but hey, chin up, trust in the Lord. It is well. Okay, good. Now, let's go on. I know you are all listening to me. That's why I made that statement. But I know you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so stay tuned. Don't turn the dial. It is Star Radio UK. If you're watching us live on Facebook, share the page with your friends and loved ones. If you're watching us live on YouTube, Periscope, and all the other Twitter and all the other mains, share the links with them. And, you can like it as well. Okay. Now, when it comes to the a quick one on from the Latin American area, we know there's been so much going on, especially Venezuela. Guaido vows to bring in aid. So this is that deadlock there, and the pedophile jailed for abusing hundreds. Colombian Juan Carlos Sanchez, who used the alias Big Bad Wolf, received a 60-year sentence. Okay, drug lord El Chapo found guilty in the U.S. Saleh's body to be flown home for vigil, and that was happening yesterday. So we know that his body will be flown home. Okay. Okay, so let's quickly move on to what is happening in the Middle Eastern part of the world. Iran warns neighbors after deadly blast. A Sunni militant group said it killed 27 revolutionary guards on a bus in the southeast of Iran. And I tell you that heads are going to roll. Ex-US Air Force officer spied for Iran. Whoo! Okay. A U.S. prosecutor has accused a former U.S. Air Force officer of spying for Iran in an elaborate operation that targeted her fellow intelligence officers. Woohoo! That is a proper move. Now, Monica Witt, who allegedly defected to Iran in 2013, had previously worked as a U.S. counterintelligence officer. Now, 4 Iranian citizens have also been charged with attempting to install spy software on computers belonging to Miss Witt's colleagues. Now, according to FBI, Miss Witt was last seen in Southwest Asia in July 2013. And prosecutors say Miss Witt had been granted the highest level of U.S. security clearance and worked in the U.S. Air Force from 1997 to 2008. The U.S. Department of Treasury has also sanctioned 2 Iranian companies, New Horizon Organization and the Net Pay Guard Samavat Company, for their role in the plot. It is said it is a sad day for America when one of its citizens betrays our country, said Assistant Attorney General John Demas, the head of the Justice Department, National Security Division. Okay. Whew, that is a proper gove, you know. Well. But whatever it is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now we're going to the African continent once again. Cameroon must respect Kamto's legal right to free speech. That is what the French have said pertaining to the arrest or the what do you call it? The charge that has been leveled against the opposition leader Kamto. So we'll be having a look at that in a minute. But then when it comes to Ghana, what are some of the stories brewing? We know come the 23rd of January. What did I say? 23rd of February. My apologies. We are in February, you know. Today is the day of love. See, I'm in so much love, I've even forgotten the day. I won't resign. That's what the IGP is saying. I won't spare political vigilantes. He's saying he wouldn't spare political vigilantes, and he will not either resign as well. We'll be having a look at those 2 stories before we bring the program to a close. And Martin Amidu likely to resign. That's what Gbagben is saying. Why is Gbagben saying that? Ignore Asepa's table for research. That's what Gbagben is saying there as well. When it's put that the former president John Dramani Mahama is likely to win the elections hands down. Yes, they call it their primaries for the voting of the flag bearer of the NDC. Gbagbe is saying that, come on, forget about Asepa, ignore them, whatever their research is. Research doesn't count. How many people have they actually questioned? Okay, so we'll be having a look at all that when we come to Ghana. But the IGP has said resoundingly that he's not going to resign. 12:31 is the time. Now, Cameroon must respect Kamto's legal right to free speech. That's what France is saying. France has officially reacted to the arrest of Cameroon opposition chief Maurice Kamto and hundreds of his supporters. The French Foreign Ministry said it was following developments in Cameroon and called on the government to respect the rights of people to freely express their opinions. Now, we are concerned at this legal development and are continuing to follow the situation of Mr. Kamto and that of the approximately 200 of his supporters who are being held in detention. The Cameroonian opposition, of which Mr. Kamto's leading figure, must be able to freely express its opinion. In accordance with the law, a response to Q&A daily press briefing read, Kamto was on Wednesday charged with rebellion by a military tribunal. his lawyers confirmed to Reuters news agency. One of his lawyers said the charges were political and nothing of a judicial nature. Another of his lawyers, Emmanuel Sim, said to Reuters that the charges he faces include hostility against the homeland, incitement to insurrection, offense against the President of the Republic, and destruction of public buildings and goods. Now, 22 members of his Cameroon Renaissance movement, that MRC, are also on trial for the same charges, lawyers said. Kamto was arrested in late January after he led a protest of supporters against the October 2018 presidential polls. He claims he was rigged. He came a distant second to President Paul Biya. The police at the same time said the gathering was not sanctioned, hence his arrest. As to why he was not arraigned before a civil court, Cameroon has in the past few years charged politicians, journalists, and suspected separatists to military court over charges relating to subversion and terrorism. So is it going to have a free or a fair hearing? That is another question. Well, you didn't have a free and fair election, as you say. Do you think you're going to be having a free hearing when it comes to your case? I doubt. I really, really doubt that. But this is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Sierra Leone declares national emergency over rape. That's one of the stories that we did talk about the other time. And a press review of February 14, 2019, the morning. Anger over Zambia's plan to slaughter the hippos. They're exploring South Africa through virtual reality. Cameroon must transparently probe business boom on the Eritrea border. My apologies, my ass. Eritrea border. Okay. Yes, those are some of the stories happening there on the African continent. Nigeria's election hopes concerns from the Cameroon government convoy has been attacked as well. That is a story that broke 19 hours ago. It is STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Like I said earlier on, if you want to join us in the discussions this morning or this afternoon, feel free to do so. Call us on 0208 133 2257 or 58. It is laugh time. It is laugh time. So today I'm making sure that I inject into the program lots of lovely, jubbly laugh songs as well. So you stay tuned. Don't touch the dial.
What else? Your body go kill me. Now, I'm living Palm Bay. Ram Town. Now, your body go kill me. What else?
For your body, yo. Dress for your body, yo. Sing for your body, yo. Baby, mad for your body, yo. Dress for your body, yeah. Anything for your body, yeah. Girl, I wanna take you personal. Fight for your mother like a wrestler. Lay for your body like a painkiller. Baby, your body na sissima. Obasima. Although you move like a yentina. Lay for your body like a painkiller. Oh, sweet to your body na sissima.
Yeah. See my baby make her realize. Say the groupies and the side chicks so them be lies. They wear bikini intentionally to show ties. Nobody compared to my baby cause they be low price. They get anybody in a boy see be friendly tundra. Now the whole swing kemuda and memo daddy lumba. Made the mess the caro crack Jimmy Gunsa. Carpenter till me feel cause I'm a dubia me boompa. Yeah. Boys see me so ponting and me swimming job and how she be to say uniform. Say the private to coach she be just a backpack. Cause niggas in meaning until I'm swimming in the form of black crack.
Ride for your mother like a like a painkiller. Baby, your body na sisima. Obasima. Order your Uber, my yentina. Pay for your body like a painkiller. Sweet to your body na sisima.
Yeah, you see the way you give me better love. So what you did, mommy, and I dream better off. I want to marry you, Tina, me boo prayer was. My member lock it down, cause it's some kaya dorsal. The testimony, the share when I mean your type. What's on Suji, who the local rapper, and your size. What they will home, and it no be money, no be hype. Or more pair with the video, let me in the eyes. Finally, now what the chain, I come like the Holy Ghost. And can I me to copper and let me to go. Yeah, it took me so long to get you to me, so I can't wait, I will never let you go, me dollar.
For your body, I'm gonna be pumping. Dress for your body, sing for your body, sing for my honey, my lady. Mine for your body, dress for your body, anything for your body. Girl, I wanna take you personal. Fight for your mother like a wrestler. Pay for your body like painkiller. Baby, your body, I see, like a painkiller. Sweet to your body, na sisima.
You know what time it is. My baby Paul Bay. Run town. Another classic. Success music.
Okay, let me say good morning, good afternoon to Becky, wherever you are. Hope you are doing very well, enjoying the program as well.
For your body like a
to Nana, yes, you said this is one of your favorite tunes, and I dedicate it to you as well.
You give me better love.
You want me to send some special Valentine gift to somebody? Please feel free, send it to me, and I'll do so.
The testimony, the share when I mean your type. What's on Suji, who the local rapper, and your size. What they will home, and it no be money, no be hype. Or more pair with the video, let me in the eyes. Finally, now what the chain, I come like the Holy Ghost. And can I me to copper and let me to go. Yeah. It took me so long to get you to me, so I can't wait, I will never let you go, me dollar.
Baby, mine for your body, I'm gonna be pumping. Dress for your body, sing for your body, sing for my honey, my lady. Mine for your body, dress for your body, anything for your body. Girl, I wanna take you personal. Fight for your mother like a wrestler. Pay for your body like painkiller. Baby, your body na sisima, sisima. Basima, order your Uber, my yentina. Pay for your body like a painkiller. Sweet to your body na sisima.
You know what time it is. My baby Paul Bay. Run town. Another classic. Success music.
Ooh, you mima. Body na killer. Body na killer. Ooh, you mima. Your body na fire. Your body na fire.
Star Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Thank you very much for continuing to listen to us on STARR Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I'm bringing the time now to 19 minutes to the top of the hour. But it is still the morning show with me, of course. Did I tell you who I am?
I am the one and only
Archie on STARR Radio UK. Nobody does it better. Okay, now let's move on to the latter end of the program, where I bring you the news that is happening in Ghana as well. But before I go there, you know, Nigeria and Saudi Arabia has been added to the list of dirty money countries, the blacklist of dirty money. Well, by the EU. But you know, interestingly, we've sent them lots of money. People have stolen lots of money, brought them here, and they're enjoying it. But once they've had enough, the eyes are coming, or the eyes are watching, they decide to say, those are dirty monies, you know. We don't want those monies again. Well, if you don't want them, please send our monies back to us, right? With interest. Okay, let's move on. The the IGP has said he isn't going to resign. The IGP says, I won't resign. Why is he saying so? But in reaction to that, he said, I won't spare political vigilantes. And it's quite an interesting statement made today. Being made. Okay. The Inspector General of Police, David Asante-Apiatiu, has sent a stern warning to leadership of political parties. His outfit will deal ruthlessly with any of their supporters engaging in political vigilantism. Now, addressing the media Thursday at the police headquarters in Accra, Asante-Apiatiu served notice the police will not tolerate any form of political violence going forward. So, are we saying that what has passed or what has happened in the past, that is gone, but now moving on, we are not going to tolerate any of such issues? Is that what he's trying to say? Denounce vigilante groups, the ballistic expert stressed. Asante-Apiatiu said the police administration is in the process of profiling all groups found to be vigilantes within the political setup. Now, he added vigilante groups are illegal. Disband them. Only 2 groups of securities are recognized in Ghana under the Constitution: the state security and the private security. Now, the police boss appealed to the general public to assist the law enforcement agency in fighting crime. In a quote, he said, we must be united against recklessness, vandalism, and criminality. Now, political vigilantism is illegal and will guard against it, Asante-Apiatiu stated. His comments follows recent violence in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency during a by-election. Masked men in a national security gear and being driven in a police-branded vehicle were captured on tape brutalizing civilians during the polls. Now, the Minister of State in charge of national security, Brian Champon, owned up to deploring the men in the constituency. Now, President Akufo-Addo has instituted a 3-member commission of inquiry to investigate circumstances leading to 6 persons sustaining gunshot wounds. But has that gone far enough? And the statement that this gentleman, the IGP, has made, does it go far enough? Because this is a case where, with his stand, or the statement that is made, looks to be that moving forward or going forward will not tolerate anything of the sort. So I'm looking at the past. What has happened? Now we have clear images of these people or these men who were sent there by what's the name of this gentleman? Call them gentlemen. The National Security, the Minister of State in charge of National Security, Brian Champon. So from which unit did he send them from? Are they part of the police, or are they units from vigilante police? Well, it is STARR Radio UK, and so much happening. I'm not even sure of what to say. But moving on, he goes on further to reiterate that the Inspector General of Police, David Asante-Apiatiu, has strongly rejected calls for him to resign. The IGP has been under intense pressure to abdicate his post after the violence-ridden Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election in Accra last month. Now, 6 people were shot at the Bawaleshi polling center of the constituency, compelling the opposition National Democratic Congress to withdraw from the exercise, citing safety concerns. Now, voters were electing a new member of parliament for the area in the by-election, necessitated by the demise of the incumbent Emmanuel Chairman Tinge Jakun last year, representing the governing New Patriotic Party. Now, but the by-election was won by Lydia Saram Al-Hassan, a spouse of the late MP on the ticket of the governing MPP, collecting over 60% of the total valid votes cast. Who cast those votes? How many people went out to go and vote? We need all those figures. How many people did they have in that constituency? How many of them were able to go and vote? Now, the chaos and shootings that characterized the polls have attracted several criticism from Ghanaians, including civil society organization, and international agencies, with the IGP being at the receiving end as called for his resignation heightened among members of the opposition NDC. The NDC MP for Kumbungu, Ras Mubarak, for instance, in calling for the resignation of the IGP, posted that his continuous stay could not be justified in the face of mayhem that ensnared the by-election. The former Chief of Staff, Nana Ato-Dadzi, also said in a statement, the Inspector General of Police, as a matter of personal honor and principle, must resign his office for entertaining the violation and abuse of his command by the intrusion of an unconstitutional paramilitary force. So that means that, in fairness, they're saying those guys were not part of the police. So if they're not part, how come they wore a police uniform? How come they did ride or arrived in the scene in a police vehicle? So if people then call for the head of the IGP, what is wrong with that? Interesting times ahead. Interesting times ahead. STARR Radio UK is the station. The morning show is the program. And I'm Archie. Stay tuned and don't think of touching the dial. In some other stories making the rounds, the former president, Mahama, has said Commission of Inquiry is not the best solution for what happened at Ayawaso War Gun. The former president, John Mahama, on Wednesday met diplomats in Ghana to register his displeasure about how the government is handling the Ayawaso West War Gun by-election violence. The government has set a 3-member commission of inquiry to investigate circumstances leading to at least 6 persons sustaining gunshot wounds and other infractions. Now, speaking to the diplomatic corps at the Peduase, Mahama said Ayawaso violence must be treated as a criminal case by the police, adding a commission of inquiry is not the most convenient way for sanctioning criminal conduct. Now, condemning the violence, Mahama called on the security agencies to go after the perpetrators to face the law. It is my belief that the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, will have known that what security arrangements were being made during the by-election. These are all issues that have come up. We believe that this is a straight criminal case, and the people involved, many of them have been identified, and the police should have invited them, taken their statements, and started their investigation. Instead, they have decided to set up a commission of inquiry. We all know what happens when commission of inquiries are set up. The main usefulness of a commission of inquiry is to bring out the facts and put in place measures to ensure that such a thing does not happen again. But it's not the most convenient way for sanctioning criminal conduct, the former president stated. Now, present at the meeting were the national chairman, Samuel Ofosu Amprofo, General Secretary Johnson Esiedu, the Deputy Minority Leader James Afezi, and the former Minister for National Security Kofi Totobi Kwache, and senior member of the NDC. The diplomats were shown multiple videos of the attacks and gun violence. Well, so now that the diplomats know about this, what will that do for us as a people? Does that mean that if it happens, or when it happens that there's going to be any election or anything and there's any unrest, then like what is happening in Nigeria at the moment, we'll have the diplomatic corps coming in to say that, hey guys, set up or else we'll revoke all your visas and confiscate all your properties, your wealth in our part of the world. Is that what is going to happen? Well, but in reaction to a statement that was made by Asepa pertaining to who will win the 2020 election, the Deputy General Secretary of the governing New Patriotic Party, Nana Obri-Boahen, on Wednesday laughed off a report that former President John Mahama would beat incumbent President Akufo-Addo if elections were held today. Now, the report of a survey which was conducted by the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability observed President Akufo-Addo stands no chance against his predecessor should elections be held today. The report further revealed just a little over 30% of the Ghanaian population will be influenced by the government's free SHS policy during voting. Reacting to the report on this morning, Obri-Boahen said it lacked empirical basis despite sampling about some 800,000 respondents. Well, a day will come, right? That's what I would say there. But still, that same Asepa researching, a flag bearer aspirant of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. Alban Gbangbin, has questioned the credibility of a survey conducted by the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, putting John Mahama ahead of him. Now, according to Asepa's latest survey on the upcoming NDC poll, former President Mahama is a favorite candidate, having pulled 10,802, representing 64% out of the 12,000 people. Sample Gbangbin managed 303 votes, that's 1.8, and as against Ecospio's 32.3 votes. Now, touching on the survey, Gbangbin said the figures have been cooked and the report should be treated with a pinch of salt. It's a table top research. The MP for Nadole Kalio said on Thursday. I don't believe it, the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament remarked. But what is it going to be? Is it going to be reality when it comes to 23rd, when they go to their polls to elect the flag bearer of the NDC, and 2020? By saying that, he said if we're having election today, that's what Asepa said. So maybe by 2020, the MPP, the ruling government, might have put their house in order to come and fight that election. But at the moment, they are saying that if election is called like today, definitely, without a shadow of doubt, the former president, John Dramani Mahama, is going to win hands down. On that note, this is where I'm bringing the program to a close for today. It's been a pleasure once again coming your way. And I know tomorrow we'll be coming your way with the Friday edition of the morning show. We'll be having Ms. Olayomi who will be joining us on this show as well. But you stay tuned. Don't even think of touching the dial because it's all happening here.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show.
This is Nana, and you're listening to Archie on Star Radio UK Morning Show.
Okie dokie do. Yes, so as I take my leave, let me bring you this song that I played earlier on. Oh, let's see what else we can get, but that will be after this commercial break. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
If I should.
MQ Productions presents a post-Valentine's dinner and dance themed Fated to Be on February 15th, 2019. Time 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Venue at the Timber Gardens Restaurant and Bar, Croydon. Address is 161 London Road, Croydon, CR02RF. Telephone number 07909 381 350 or email us on mqproductionsandevents@gmail.com. Ticket per person is £30 and for couples is £55. Enjoy an evening of dinner, dancing and love. Bring along your sweetheart or come alone and join us for an evening of amazing food, music and entertainment. Also, meet some famous UK-based Nollywood and Ghanaian actors. Also enjoy a buffet and some giveaways for the best dressed couple of the night by Love SA London. This event was sponsored by Forvito International Limited, Bridge Training UK, Love Essay London, Finger Licking African and European Cuisine West Croydon, Star Radio UK, Unity Link Financial Services, the Gold Coast Restaurant and Cocktail Bar. See you there!
We both know I'm not what you.
Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us today on Star Radio UK. It's been a pleasure coming your way. It's always a pleasure coming your way to serve you with a wonderful breakfast. It's now time for me to quit. And I bring you this song from Tiwa Savage. Savage, one of Nigeria's Afrobeat artists, and she says, all over, I've got the love for you all over. Enjoy it and have a lovely day. And happy Valentine's to you all. Bye-bye for now.
Baby, fresh on the beat and it's killing them all, of course. It's killing them all, of course. Make we scatter this place tonight. Dance and sweat till like in a fight. We must settle this thing tonight.
Thanks for listening.
Tonight.